Hello and welcome to my vlog. I didn't like that. Anyway, so today's vlog is about Comic-Con. I want to talk about Comic-Con because honestly I've always wanted to go, and none of my friends ever wanted to go as well because they think it's just about nerds and stuff. So I researched it and I made some notes, and I'm going to use this to try and persuade them that it's not just about nerds and that it's actually fun and it's for loads of different varieties of people, ages, gender, likes, dislike, whatever. And I even did a survey to prove it, so haha.
We found a friend for you to play with.
Comic-Con is Comic-Con is a non-profit, multi-genre entertainment and comic convention held mainly in San Diego, but all over the world. It's in loads of different US states, London, Russia, Africa, Australia, literally everywhere you can imagine there is a Comic-Con. Yes, I got that sentence from the internet. I didn't make it up, don't sue me. So, Comic-Con was founded in 1970 by a group of San Diegans. They are people that live in San Diego and they're from San Diego. So, it's a group of friends who really like comics and wanted to make a convention around it. Because comics are really cool. It blew up, and now Comic-Con is a massive multi-annual event that happens everywhere, over 10 times a year just in the UK. Comic-Con it's just for people that enjoy and appreciate comics, anime, Japanese culture, anything like that, like Marvel, DC, like anything that comes under them brackets. So at Comic-Con there's loads of different things. There's an exhibit hall, there's a comic village, and they're both like the places where people will show off like their merchandise and they'll sell it. Obviously the comic village is all about comics and people who make comics, but it's the same sort of thing. There's loads and loads of cosplay. Not everyone, but a lot of people that go dress up as characters that they love. Sometimes they make the costume, sometimes they buy it, sometimes it's a bit of both. There's also shows that play, like behind the scenes or like deleted scenes or like a trailer for a new show that hasn't been released to anyone else yet. And of course there are celebrity guests. Now every year there is a certain number of guests that go to Comic-Con, and every year they're different. Well, not every year, a lot of celebrities go multiple times, but each celebrity that goes will have had a recent project that's come out, so they go to promote that project and they'll talk about that project. And each celebrity you can pay to get their autograph or get a photo with them. Yeah, and it's really cool because if someone that you really love is going, you can pay to meet them, and like that's really cool. Yes. Comic-Con London was ran by Reed Exhibition. They would organise the whole event, but in October 2017 it was taken over by MCM, which is the company that organises the whole of Comic-Con. Like they own Comic-Con, so they took over the London one. In the past 10 years the attendance of Comic-Con has raised dramatically, and now 130,000+ people attend every year, and I'm pretty sure that's just London. Like San Diego is the biggest one, so they're bound to have the most people and the most things, so it must have a lot of people. Hello again. It's the next day because I had to get the results from my survey that I mentioned. So I have them. Right, so I asked mainly teenagers, just because that's the way it ended out. I don't know. It's about 70% teenagers, 30% 21 and over. Pretty much even mixed between male and female. Everyone that I asked was from Essex, because I live in Essex and I don't really know anyone else outside of Essex. All but one person knew what Comic-Con was, and the only person that said no was a 11 to 15 year old. So obviously don't know about Comic-Con because of how young they are. Only 3 people I asked had been to Comic-Con before. Everyone that said they hadn't been to Comic-Con before either said that they hadn't gone because it wasn't their kind of thing, or that they would go if their friends had gone or if they knew about it more. A lot of people said that it doesn't appeal to them, which obviously there's nothing we can do if that certain person doesn't have any interest in anything to do with that. So yeah, but the people that did go said that they enjoyed it because of the range things going on, all the costumes around, especially that's like really entertaining to see, and like talk to the people that made them or bought them and like why they are dressing up as that person. Being able to see the celebrity talks. Not a lot of people are willing to pay a lot of money to go to Comic-Con. Most people would pay £17 to £20 at the most. A lot of people said they would pay £10 for a day, or like just over. When asked if they would be willing to pay more for early entry and exclusive deals, the majority of people said maybe. So obviously they would want more detail about that and like the prices and the actual deals that they would get. Pretty much everyone said that the main thing they'd be interested in for Comic-Con are the celebrity guests. I asked what celebrities they would like to see, and it's a really big mix of like YouTubers and fashion designers and actors. Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Reynolds, PewDiePie, Tom Holland. Is such a variety. A lot of people said that they would like to see panels or rides at Comic-Con. A couple of people said like Avengers attractions, because obviously Avengers is such a big thing at the moment because of Endgame. But yeah, I think that shows that younger people don't really have much of a knowledge of Comic-Con and what it is and what really happens while like at Comic-Con. So I think that just goes to show that they need to be educated about it, which makes me thankful that I'm making this video. But yeah, I think if there was a Comic-Con that came to Essex, obviously it would probably have to be a fairly small one, that a lot of people would want to go if it was advertised correctly, like all on social media, as like teenagers use social media constantly. I know I do. I know when I went to Summoning City there was rides there and I really enjoyed them, so maybe that's something that could be included as well, just for a little bit of fun. It might be quite good. But yeah, so now I have an interview that my friend Grace did with Piper, a friend of ours who has been to Comic-Con multiple times and she loves it. She goes like every year. So yeah.
I'm with Piper, who is a yearly attendee at Comic Con, and I'm now going to ask her some more questions. So what happens at Comic Con?
When you go, you attend panels, you go buy merchandise, meet photographers, make contacts, you see film snippets behind the scenes, you get to meet directors and stuff. It's about comics, it's about film, TV shows, Japanese culture, Japanese fashion, cosplay, photography, it's multiple different things.
And is that what you enjoy about it then?
Yeah.
The difference of the...
Yeah, I like how it's very inclusive to different types of people.
How many years have you been going for?
I've been going to the London one for about 6-7 years now.
Do you just go to the London one?
Yeah, I just go to the London one.
So is there more than...
Yeah, so Comic Con is about 10 to 13 times a year.
What made you want to go in the first place?
About Japanese cartoons, and Comic Con does have a section dedicated towards Japanese cartoons, so my brother took me to have a look, and ever since I've been going every year.
Do you make your own costumes?
It depends on the costume itself. It really just depends what fits around my budget and time frame.
So you mentioned about a budget. How much do you spend a year on Comic Con?
Easily around £400 to £500. If you need to get a hotel for Comic Con, you're looking at easily another £600 to £700.
Wow. What is your involvement within Comic Con?
So normally I just cosplay at Comic Con, meet photographers, meet new people, but I also am working at Comic Con this year. I'm lucky enough to have a few contacts due to previous Comic Con years,
Right.
and because of that I was able to ask if there was any opportunities, and I was given the job. This is within a company within Comic Con, and they are partnering, so this is paid work, it's not voluntary.
Do you think Comic Con, not just for you but for the average person as well, is overpriced?
In my eyes, I think it's a small price to pay for the amount that you're getting and the amount of opportunities you are getting. However, I can see why people would be upset as to why it would be expensive.
What would you change about Comic Con?
One thing I would definitely change about Comic Con is the queue. So last year at Comic Con, they didn't have a capacity limit on the amount of people that could buy an autograph or a photo session for a certain celebrity, and the queue was about 400 people, and it was a zigzag throughout the entire of one hall, and that's something they definitely need to learn from.
If you were organising it, how would you go about that problem?
Definitely pre-warn people that there's a capacity limit, and that sounds harsh, but maybe increase autograph and photo session prices, so not that it like strays people away from it, but just tells people that there's a certain limit to the amount that can be.
What is the target audience that goes? Is it young, old, mixture? What's the
target audience? Is absolutely anybody. It caters to almost every age and every person.
What's the majority of people that are there?
The majority is young adults. However, it's not uncommon to see older cosplayers, families, because obviously children get to go for free to Comic Con. So it's not uncommon to see families and young children.
What was your favourite year and why?
My favourite year was 2016 because they invited a cast of my favourite TV show called Ruby over from the US to the UK. So we were able to talk to them, get autographs for free. It was quite meaningful, you know. At the time, Comic Con wasn't owned by an American company, so they had a lot more freedom and control over how they would organise things. And back then, in my opinion, I think the organisation of Comic Con was so much better to what it is now.
What's the structure of it for the day?
There is a set time when people get let in, and there is a set time where everybody has to get out. But in between that, you can pop in and out, you can come in at any time and leave at any time. Comic Con's one of those things where if you don't go, you won't know if you like it or not. You either like it or you don't. I do recommend people going to give it a try and go on a Friday so you have more freedom, opportunity to move around, see stuff. So you're better off going on the quieter days
to start off with.
Yeah. And if you like it, work your way up.
Right, and will we be seeing you at Comic Con this year?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you very much.